Hello, folks. We're excited because we've been studying Hebrew for a number of months now, and you're about to at least graduate in one way, we might say. I'm lifting my glass to you, making a toast. You've learned enough Hebrew to master the Friday evening prayer known as the Kiddush. So allow me to share this with you for just a moment. It's traditional to lift a glass of wine on Friday evening and sing or chant or recite a prayer known as the Kiddush. Sometimes American Jews slur it a bit and call it Kiddush. It's Kiddush. Kiddush is the Hebrew word for sanctification. We are blessing God for having created the world and bringing holiness into our lives. Officially, the first sentence is a prayer of gratitude for wine itself, and it's the paragraph, which is another 6 lines, which is called the Kiddush. Most people tend to lump the blessing of wine into the prayer known as the Kiddush, and they call it the Kiddush together. Some people have forgotten about the paragraph and have just nicknamed the first line, the prayer of gratitude for wine, Kiddush. To be honest, nicknaming the first line, which is the blessing over wine, Kiddush, is a mistake. The first line is Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Borei Pri HaGafen. And the name of that one line blessing is the Borei Pri HaGafen. We often name a phrase or a prayer by words that stand out. The Borei Pri HaGafen is the blessing that we recite in gratitude to God for having created wine. Literally, it's blessed are you, God, our God, sovereign of the universe, for creating the fruit of the vine. And we enjoy wine. And so we say a blessing, and that's the Borei Pri HaGafen. The next 6 lines of the paragraph are the Kiddush itself. And I'm repeating myself because the Kiddush is important. We dress it up a little bit by making a toast, and we're drinking wine. So we say the blessing over wine, then we continue on with the Kiddush, which is a prayer, and the prayer speaks of the dedication of time as being holy. So this is a typical way of singing or chanting the Friday night Kiddush, and I hope that you bring this into your home life. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza vanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim. Last 3 lines, the last 3 words. Kivanu b'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvaratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. So after singing the entire Kiddush or Kiddush, we drink some wine. If you're watching your alcohol, and it is laudatory if that is a personal need, grape juice suffices. People use any type of wine or grape juice. It's preferable to use a kosher wine, which means manufactured by Jews, with the intent that Jewish people are going to be lifting this wine and saying a prayer. That's kosher wine. There are some very tasty and well received and even awarded kosher wines from Israel, from California, from parts of New York, from Australia. There are some highly prized wines and very expensive. And there are also some very nice table wines. Many people are accustomed to having a simple wine like Manischewitz or Kedem, and it's really up to you. But the preference is that you use a kosher wine when making Kiddush for Friday night. And as you become more familiar with Hebrew, you'll be learning the Kiddush for Jewish holidays, and that includes Passover, Shavuot, Sukkot. The subset of Sukkot is Shemini Atzeret and Simchat Torah. Rosh Hashanah also has its own Kiddush, and you'll be learning those a little bit later. But you've learned a great deal, and now I'm going to just move my cursor along, and we'll try the Kiddush one more time, pointing out the way. I should have done this before. So one more time. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim ki avanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidasha mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uv'ratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashavat. This is for the purposes of education, but I do like to model it accurately. So you pour a glass of wine, you say the Borei Pri Hagafen, you recite or read or sing once you learn the melody of the Kiddush, which is that paragraph, and immediately after saying Mekadesh HaShabbat, you take a sip of wine. It might be that you are in a situation where you're making Kiddush by yourself. It might be that you're with family and friends. Some people nowadays during COVID are being careful and are using their own individual wine glasses. If you're close to your pod and you're fairly safe, you might share a cup. And you're noticing that I'm holding a special silver Kiddush cup. There are many different types, many different types. A fairly typical silver Kiddush cup looks like this, but there are dozens of styles. And some people enjoy perhaps purchasing a special goblet, which is associated with making Kiddush on Friday night and Jewish holidays. You can use any wine glass that perhaps you have in your own kitchen as well. You don't have to use a silver Kiddush cup that looks like this or many other versions. But some people just enjoy that for the sake of adding a special nature or quality or flavor to it. Now we're going to say shalom, and we'll come back next lesson. You are nearly concluded in terms of having learned Hebrew. There are a couple of small little odds and ends to learn a little bit later on. But for now, as we say in Hebrew, l'chaim, to your life, to your safety, to your well-being. And I hope that you bring the recitation of singing or just speaking the Kiddush into your own Friday Night Lives. Shalom for now.